time's come. We've got the Madass on the dyno. As you can see, we've got the big bore from T-Bolt on here. And we've got the break-in completed, did an oil change, and we're ready to see what this thing's gonna make. I'm excited to see. In the last attempt, which was basically completely stock, we did just shy of 8 horsepower. And then we did the carburetor upgrade. We got a little over 8.4, I believe, or 8.7, something like that. It was just shy of 9 horsepower. So now I'm hoping to pick up a couple more. Either way, let's get this thing warmed up. Let's make a pull and let's see what she does. This is still using the stock exhaust. The only thing I did was I drilled an extra hole right here because this stock exhaust is super restrictive. It's ultra quiet. You can barely even hear it when you're riding. So now it makes a little bit of noise. So that's probably working. So we'll see. We got the oil cooler on here. Just an overall basic setup that anybody can do if they've got one of these little 125s. This is now a 141, by the way, in case you're wondering. That's the maximum you can do with this one without boring the cases, which I didn't really want to get into with this. I'd rather just buy another motor if we're going to do more cubes. But anybody can do this. Simple. Let's see what it does. I'm excited. Okay, so first pull, not as impressive as I was hoping. 9.3, so we picked up around 1 horsepower. That's not impressive in my opinion, but it is gains. We're talking on the order of, 13 to 15% or a little less, somewhere in there. So it is a gain. We'll take it, but I think we can do better than that. I'm gonna work on this setup a little bit more and see what I can pull out of it, because not only are we making 1 horsepower here, but up here towards the top, just not impressed with that. We're at 60 miles an hour. I don't even think we gained anything, or I should say at this RPM, I don't think we really gained anything up top. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit. I'm gonna try some different jetting options and see if that helps it or hurts it. And we'll see what we can get, but at least we gained something. I will say that. Anyway, I'll keep on working on this and see what we can get. I upped the jets a little bit. Just gave it a little more fuel. And hey, look at that. 10.3. So, a little more power. That's good. That's what we were looking for. So that jetting change worked. That's going to be a pretty decent gain. So, still not what we were looking for. Turn this fan off. Still not what we were looking for, but nonetheless, a good solid 2 horsepower gain. I think there's a lot more in it. I'm going to do a little more research and see what we can do to just muster up a little more. Maybe this carburetor is reaching its flow limits. It's a Chinese variety. It's supposed to be 26 millimeter. Jury's out on whether or not these clone carbs are actually able to do that. So I'm going to looking to see if I can stick one of my PWKs on there. I have a 24 millimeter PWK that I know has made close to 30 horsepower. So on this thing, so I'll see if I can fix that up and get it on here next. But this dyno session is done. We've gotten a nice 2 horsepower gain. So over stock, it's 3 horsepower. Not bad. We're looking at like 40-45% gains, maybe more, closer to 50% gains. So I'm happy with that. I think that that's a good start. I wish it was a little more, but I think that we're not tapping into the potential of this cylinder yet. So I'm gonna give it the college try. We're gonna throw some more at it and see if we can muster out. I want to see that 12 horsepower. That would make me really happy with this setup. 12 horsepower, I think, is the right number for this. Maybe it's the exhaust. Maybe this exhaust, even though I drilled a hole in it, maybe it's not enough. I don't know. Maybe I'll drill a bigger hole and we'll see if that perks it up a little bit. But either way, we'll try some more stuff. But initial impressions, 2 horsepower over the previous best, and we're almost 4 horsepower over stock, 3 horsepower over stock. So not bad. We'll get it on the road. We'll see what kind of top speeds we're looking at now. I really am not expecting too much more top speed, but we should be able to maintain a higher speed, you know, in wind and stuff like that. So that's going to be the main takeaway. Let's see what it does on the road with, you know, variable conditions. Before we were cruising at around 57 miles per hour sitting up and around 66 miles per hour tucked in. And then with the wind behind us, I was able to touch 70. So now let's see what it does. Hopefully we can get to those mile per hour milestones easier with this little bit of extra power we've made. I know the acceleration is going to be a lot better, but either way, we'll check that out and I will report back.
All right. So now we're off the dyno. We're going to see what kind of speed we've achieved. I'm going to stay sitting upright first with no tuck, and we'll see how it does. Not able to do that before. So 60 miles per hour with no tuck. Wow, not bad. And there's 0 wind today. It is absolutely still. So we'll be able to really test this thing out. Let's see, we'll go the other way now. This time I'm gonna tuck in a little bit. Speed. Still around 67 miles an hour, flat ground with no wind. So that kind of goes along with what we saw in the dyno. We didn't see any real gains up top. It was all in the mid-range, so our acceleration is definitely better. But being able to maintain a higher top speed with a little wind definitely helped. not tucking in there. So we were never able to do that before. We were never able to maintain 60 miles an hour. I did it both ways, so there's no wind. That was good. So we got a little bit of a gain. Really would like to see more, but that's for our next episode. Maybe we'll do a camshaft or something.